it's great to see a junior final, but more than just great to see a junior final, great to see these two in a junior final. Two super, super talented youngsters. This is Sofia Mast, all 16 years of it. And you better get used to seeing Sofia. Not only is she one of the best young players anywhere in the world, she's also in the next final. She's not just ran to the final of the juniors, she's ran to the final of the Women's Open as well. So we will see her in back-to-back matches on Championship Sunday. It's some achievement. Her opponent here in the junior final is young Kaden Herrbach, and a man who knows plenty about him is Nate Kane, who joins me on the commentary for this one. He's promised, though, that he's not going to be too much of a homer. But I tell you what, though, Nate, it must be a real buzz to see Kane in this final on this stage.
Yeah, I'm just so excited for him. I mean, he works so hard at his game. I believe I texted him the other night. He was helping me with something in the morning, and I got a little late just running the event, and it was about 2:30 in the morning. I said, Kaden, remember, we're going to be here at 8:30. Oh, I'm up hitting balls. I'll be there on time. Don't worry about it. So he practices tirelessly. He really works hard on his game, and I'm just so excited to see him in this final.
Oh, the innocence of youth, eh? And the energy of youth.
Yes, exactly.
I love the little route he's picked for himself here. This is now dot to dot. He's picked up a great pattern. We talked about in the intro to this final that Kaden has played on this table this weekend. He did take a bit of a tough loss to Tyler Steyer, but you know, he's playing a world-class opponent in conditions that is very, very familiar. He entered Tyler's world. Kaden wants this to become his world too, but you know, sometimes you've got to fall off the bike a few times before you start flying around it.
Correct, and then I think Kaden might have had a little call with his buddy Chase Thumful there, who you know, got a little retribution against Tyler later on in the tournament here. So, and like I said, I kind of mentioned on one of Chase's earlier matches, but here a couple years ago in the junior national finals, it was actually Chase versus Kaden. So, and Chase came out, but it was a very, very close final, and we were excited. It was about 4 hours away from us here in Kansas City. I woke up and drove there that morning to watch it, and so he's been really, that actually kind of motivated him in that loss, and he really, really started working super hard in his game after that, and here we are.
The first rack of the junior final is going to go the way of young Kaden Herrbach. Race to 6 in the juniors, and a super start from Kaden. That was a very, very impressive start. And as I say, that experience he had on this table, not just, you know, playing one of the best players in the world, but just the experience of playing on this table. It plays like no other table in this club. It's the pockets are tighter, the cloth is slicker, the felt, as you guys say. That this young man is a really, really promising talent.
And he does have the slight advantage over Sofia here and playing in his homeroom. He is sponsored by Side Pockets Blue Springs as well, and Grain Valley is literally just the next town over. So he is here quite a bit, hitting balls in this area, and it's going to be kind of a biased crowd here, but I know a lot of us are very impressed by Sofia. We know her. I believe it was the Pink Dagger was her nickname, and Kaden's is the Wolverine. So, yeah, I'm just excited in general as being an American pool player that we have such a vibrant and up-and-coming junior scene. So, and these two are going to be a part of it for a long time, I think.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Ultimate Pool USA are trying to tap into. Not so much to exploit, but more to promote, because the depth of talent is there. We've seen that all weekend. Every youngster we've seen has got so much ability, and it's giving them that platform to showcase it. That's exactly what Kaden and Sofia are trying to do here. So this is a tough leave for Kaden. He's elected to go stripes. He tried to bump the 9 out there, but I don't think it's a terrible shot that he's played. This could be the key though, but it's tough. Might look to come back across and nudge the 10 out.
Yeah, it's kind of tough with that jacked up bridging there, but yeah, give it a whirl.
Not sure that shot was really on.
Right, yeah. I think now at this point we might have to try to break out that 10 ball as the last ball here. And Sofia's father, Jacob Mast, is actually one of our league operators in their area in Florida as well. So they're taking on the venture of Ultimate Pool. So I'm sure this won't be the last we're going to see of young Sofia either. So
Oh, I'm very confident it's not going to be the last we're going to see of Sofia. She's an incredible talent. Yet to see her at the table, though, which Kaden will be happy about. This is big, though. This isn't a nice finish that he's taken on here, and he's thrown himself into it. The issue is now he's 2 balls away. If you fail from here, you're opening the game up. And he's in trouble. He's in big, big trouble.
Yeah, this might be one of those shots you just got to give it a ride and hope you get lucky at this format here.
I think you have to. I don't think there's any benefit to doing anything else. The best shot you could play here is actually to miss it.
Yeah,
but obviously not allowed to deliberately foul. So he's going to take it for a ride. How's the leave? Well, not brilliant, but he's blocked the obvious pocket for the 1 ball, which might give him a bit of a leg up in this rack, but really from this stage and this position, it should be Sofia's to lose. First glimpse an open table of young Sofia Mast.
I know the feedback from, of course, Sofia is along her path here, especially in the ladies final, ladies tournament has knocked out several of our top female shooters, and all of them nothing but just amazing things to say about her, the way she carries herself and the way she shoots, and yeah, so she has been an absolute joy to watch this weekend as well. So
that was a really touchy shot she played there. Yes, only just reached the rail. If she'd have not quite made that, that would have been a foul. So judge that to perfection. And she wants Kaden to hit this. Oh, that's second prize if ever there was.
One thing you don't want to hit there is that ball, but she put him in a spot, and like I said, this format, it makes you go after that ball, so it's seriously, she get comfortable here with a somewhat open table. Just needs to fix a little problem there on the 7 ball, it looks like. It may go, I really can't tell from my angle.
Yeah, difficult to tell. I think if it was a problem, she'd have put the cue ball on the top rail and played it immediately, but I think just getting the 6 ball out of the way there tells us that everything's pretty open here.
Yeah, 5 ball leads to addressing that problem pretty easily as well if there's one there. So.
I must say, it's my first time properly watching Sofia, and even just the early signs, just looking at the cue action, looking how she strikes the ball, you just get an instant sense that we're looking at a proper player here, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah. And Kaden's actually 16 as well, and both of these juniors really carried themselves well.
It's the thing that I found the strangest, actually. Obviously, I'm not from the US, and, you know, if you weren't aware, that well done on not figuring that one out. But it's one of the things I've been so impressed with is every youngster that I've, whether it be commentated on or spoken to or been around at this event, carry themselves with such a class that it really is to be admired. You know, they've got old heads on young shoulders. I must admit what I've been so impressed with in this visit, because Sofia's good enough that she was always going to win that rack as soon as she got that cue ball in hand. And there's been some fun and games involved where we say, okay, pool player, can you clear up the table before Sofia finishes the Rubik's Cube? And I'm sure you'll be seeing that content on your social feed soon. It was good fun. As Sofia breaks off, one thing she'd love to do is start making a ball off the break. That's 0 for 2 so far for Sofia, as Kaden comes back to the table with, I would put it to you, Nate, a pretty decent leave here. Work to do at the top there. It's the only thing I can see which could really go wrong for him.
Yeah, I just hope to get good on that 11 ball to maybe move the 6, but then still it's not easy, can't guarantee position. Looks like he's going after solids though. Okay. Likes what he can figure out with that 6 ball hopefully later in the rack.
Yeah, the 6 is the key. He's not played a brilliant first shot there. He might actually be in a little bit of trouble early on.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a... It's difficult to see from this angle, but I wonder if there's a potential sort of loss of turn shot he could play. Flick off maybe the 5 or the 1 and into the 11, pot that, turn the table over, leave the cue ball safe. He's going to keep staying aggressive.
Yeah, Kaden is a very, very attacking 8-ball player. So much so, sometimes I have to get onto him a little bit. We kind of say here in America, one of the things is, you know, he clears the brush out and kind of leaves his opponent to run out open table if they miss. But
that's a lovely shot, well played.
Absolutely lovely shot. And so, but when he's on and getting out, he can be a buzzsaw and really, really tough. We have a format here where we play where it's like kind of a ball count thing. You see how many how many points you get for making a ball in an 8-ball. He's definitely put up a few 60-4 matches and things like that, not giving his opponent much of a shot. So,
where did the nickname the Wolverine come from?
You know, I'm actually not sure. He maybe just picked it. But,
I respect that.
Yeah, but we have a league team that we play on. We went to Vegas for a national championship just here this last March. But we went ahead and named it the Wolverine just in his honor. So his good buddy Zach Aarons would make a lot of fun of him. So so you just made up that nickname. You're supposed to earn that.
Well, as long as he plays like one, I don't think you can take it away from him. He's taken these out really beautifully, you know. Must admit, I questioned the aggression that he showed in this visit, but, you know, if you get him, it looks good. And he always had a plan, which is the most important thing. It wasn't reckless aggression.
It's funny you say that. I think some of my league team players would ad nauseum. I say, I don't care what you do, you just got to have a plan. Be able to tell me what you do. We're going to do when you come back to the table. I don't care if you bomb it, but have a plan. So, and he definitely had one there and executed it really well. Let's hope he knocks down this last 8-ball to finish it out. So.
This for a 2-1 lead for Kaden Herrbach. Never in doubt. Not that you'd know it from watching these two.
No, they've both been hitting center pocket pretty consistently here, so. Figure out that 13 ball here, but yeah, I think that's what he's looking at right now, to try to fall good on that 14 to run into that and break that out, and then kind of a tight 10 ball, but it does have pockets available. So like I said, I guarantee you young Kaden's here not looking safe anywhere on this rack at all.
The shot clock doesn't seem to be bothering him too much either. Looks really composed out there.
Great shot. I was a little worried about hitting that too hard to see where that 13 ends up, but it looks like it might have been the ball he's got to have to shoot. So.
Yeah, he's actually come up a little bit fortunate there.
Yeah, definitely a lot of it fortunate, I would say.
Yeah. It's the only thing that, I say, loath to be critical, but more just constructive, if you like, that shot, he's actually executed it really well, but if his plan was to cannon full ball into that 3-ball, then you know exactly where the 13's going. Can you judge the pace a little better rather than just opening it up and sort of hoping a little bit? And maybe doing him a disservice, but
No, I definitely think I would play that a little lighter pace here to hopefully not even flirt with that 4-ball at all. But
needs to play a really good shot here. If he does, he's going to go 3-1 in front.
Caught a lot of spin off that object ball and kept going on.
Yeah, he wanted to avoid that. It's impressive the amount of action he got on that cue ball off the top rail. Have another watch of this. That's a difficult shot to play at the best of times, let alone on this setup where you're probably a little unsure of the cue ball on shots like that. Tough pot. And he's just electing to tie up. It's almost like a bit of an ego challenge, that, isn't it? I'm going to free up my ball, and I reckon you can't get these.
Yeah. Well, I think he just kind of fell there where he didn't really have a pocket available for that ball at all. And yeah, but he did put the cue ball in decent position. I mean, I still fancy Sofia to pot a ball here and get off and running.
Yeah, for me there with Kaden, I don't mind the fact that he's tried to play a tactical shot there, a containing shot if you like, but what was he gaining from that visit? It's always the thing with this rule set in 8-ball, you've always got to be moving your position in the rack forward.
Correct.
And I think there, ironically, we talk about him being hyper-aggressive. Maybe the move there was to have a bit of a swing at it, but it's paid off. Sofia wastes her opportunity.
Yeah, and to be fair, even though it was an open table, the solids were still kind of congested on that table, so she really had to play good cue ball in there and try to get in line, and it just was kind of tough on that one.
Kaden just smiling there.
Overrunning a little.
Just still coming to grips a little, I think, with the conditions out there. This is tight, does go. There you see it. Heart the pocket.
Great shot. Yeah, and that's whenever you're really seeing the tough conditions of this table, I think. It's like kind of those what I call 50-50 balls that don't have an obvious pocket. You've got to kind of juice it up with a lot of English, draw it out of there, and if you're not pure in the center of these pockets, they are spitting them out. I mean, that one I think she, don't know if any table would have that one, but still, it's just, you have to be almost perfect on it.
Great break from Sofia. She's not got a brilliant starting ball here, but solids really look good if she can nail maybe the 3. I think that's going to be the choice. Yeah, that'll do.
Would have liked to have fell down on the 4 on that to make this a little bit simpler.
I would have loved to have fallen on the 4 there, yeah. Just needed a couple of extra inches and she'd have been perfect on the 4-ball. But she's at the table and it's still a presentable chance here.
Absolutely. 7-ball did not get her that time.
Oh, how about
Fired that one in. That was a very confident stroke.
Yeah, how about that for a bit of cueing? When you've just missed a very, very similar shot, that's a good sign for Sofia Mast supporters that she absolutely nails the next one.
Absolutely.
Looking, I believe. Oh, that's come up a little tricky. Wanted to land on the 6, I think.
Yeah, I don't think you win. I mean, you definitely can do it, going between the 13 and 14. Getting on the 8 if you're using the 6 as your last ball, but probably not the most ideal one. It looks like that might be what she has to do now. Just roll this forward slightly for the 5, and then.
This is tricky.
Yeah, she didn't love it. As body language there definitely gave a little shake of the head, but
that's a really well-controlled shot.
great shot. Good angle to do exactly what she needs to get on that 8.
Potted it as thick in the pocket as she dared, as slow as she dared to hold on this 6. And that is just the extra juice that you get on this table.
Thought she might have overcooked it and hooked herself there, but she came up with a makeable shot, even though not the most comfortable of cueing, but
oh, it's a brilliant bit of potting that. That was not easy.
no, lost the cue ball there. Another opportunity for Sofia to level it out there. That's big.
Yeah, and he looks back in disgust there, Kaden, because I think the reason why he was so disgusted, number one, he scratches straight into the corner pocket, which, as any 8-ball player will tell you, is the cardinal sin on the break. But also, look at the leave on solids here.
Yeah, take about 2 seconds to decide to shoot solids here. I would
yeah. Maybe not even that, honestly. Calls her extension. I think she just had a little check of the rules there just to make sure, but it's cue ball in the kitchen and you can shoot any direction you like.
Have it in the kitchen, though. Yeah, I knew she was just outside the line. I don't think she...
Oh, wow. That could be a big moment in this final, you know. Love to see that again. It looked close.
Yeah, I think it was kind of clearly on the other side of the line.
Yeah, you can see that.
Kind of lining up for it. And I know in Louisiana we had a big moment where the whole junior final was actually lost.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Brutal.
I was refereeing that event and part of the discussion, and it just broke my heart to have to call something like that or be a part of calling something like that.
Yeah, it'd have been tough even if it was two pros, but the fact it was 2 juniors in the final was really brutal. But for what it's worth, Sofia seems to have taken it just in her stride. Expression hasn't changed. Seems cool as a cucumber out there. You can see there. So what needed to happen was it needed to be above that second diamond as we look at it. And it just wasn't.
Unfortunately, part of the referee there, we're not allowed to tell them that they're going to foul like that. You just kind of have to sit there and watch it. It is tough to do.
Yeah, you're not allowed to interfere as a ref. You've just got to let players make the mistakes for themselves, which, as I say, when they're juniors is easier said than done.
Yeah, so I don't know what he can get out of the 6. He might just have to, ideally, probably one of the 6-3, then 5, but he's going to switch that out. And he got a lot out of that to get out on that 3. That was a good shot.
Yeah, I really like that. Had a look, didn't he, to see if he just pushed through, would he be on the 5, what would he leave?
Oh, he came up light on that ball, I believe.
Well, he's miles short. Unless he plans to go long with this, and I don't think he does. He's a long, long way short there, Kaden. That's surprising. Yeah, he's still having to cut it. This all of a sudden is missable. Yeah. Not surprised at all to see him miss that. It was a tough shot. That wasn't the bad shot, though. The one before that, having done all the hard work, was, yeah, just jarringly short, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and that's he'll probably hear me in his head there. I always kind of tell him as we're working, you got an 8-ball game, you got to, I say, over beats under, under beats over as far as position goes, and that was one of the, you definitely wanted to get past that as far as you can, because if you overrun it, you still have a very, very makeable shot and chance to get out. But underrunning it really leaves you what he had. So
yeah, it's exactly the rule that sort of I was always taught to follow, if you like. There's a phrase that I was taught where, you know, on that instance, you got nothing for short, so you could overrun it. If You were short, you were nowhere.
Right.
But for other situations, you can get nothing for long, so play it with that in mind.
Right, absolutely.
Sofia again just has a really impressive habit of just playing the right shot.
Yeah, that was really nice safety she played. I think some other players probably would have taken on that 9 ball there and just break out her problem balls on a thin cut, but a lot easier to run out and with ball in hand, as is a saying I usually use.
Yep, it certainly is. But you know, it's the prime example of what I was alluding to earlier in this game, in these rules. Even though you're playing a containing shot, i.e. hooking your opponent on their ball, what she did in doing so was open up all of her balls in the process. So she knows if she comes back, she doesn't have any work to do.
Correct. Yeah, and that's Kaden's probably heard me say that a million times, like, advance the game in your favor when you're playing safe. And that's absolutely what she did there. That was a really, really good shot.
Oh, it's a shot that's going to win in the rack. A little short, long way short actually, but that's a little bit again. If she continues there, I think she's scratching, so she's a little bit wary. She gives herself a shot.
Yeah.
Oh, and disaster.
Yeah, that's one. If she hits the center of the pocket, I think she hits that perfect. It kind of goes up and down, but we missed it, causes the scratch there, and really good opportunity for Kaden to kind of escape a mistake of his own there.
Crucial rack in this match.
She's in the semifinal of the ladies bracket, and so if she makes that, Sofia will have to deal with another hostile crowd, but
Great break though from Sofia Mast. So stripes she's going for. She's landed pretty handy here to bump out the 14 if she wants. Must say, I quite liked solids there, but
yeah,
I'm not going to question the decision making of this youngster.
Well, it looks like she about was able to address both problem balls there. That clipped to 10. That would have been a really handy shot for her. I mean, it looks like the 10 does go up table once she gets this 9 out of here.
Yeah, 10 definitely goes up to the top. Surprising in a sense not to see her take that 9 out the way then. Was she going to, again, try and break into it? No. That 10 really is the key to this frame. Oh, that's a lovely shot. That's so well worked out because now she can play the 10 with pretty full confidence up the table because the 4 won't roll into the path of the 8 ball. She still tried to break into it.
Yeah,
I think she's missed a trick there. She's played a couple of brilliant shots in this rack. I think she might have missed a trick.
Yeah, I think kind of like they're taking the 9 there before that shot and leaving the 13 down table to fall on the 10.
Yeah.
Of course, as we always say, I've never missed a shot from over here.
Oh.
That was a really good attempt at that.
Yeah, that wasn't a million miles away, was it?
Yeah.
But yeah, always easier to call in the box.
Absolutely.
I'm a world champion in here.
Yeah, me too. Pool doesn't work out, which it hasn't for me. I think I'll just do this.
We see Amy Beecham there in the background alongside her buddy Ashley Dinsmore. Those two have travelled over from the UK. Amy from Nottingham, England, representing. And Ashley from Northern Ireland. Amy was knocked out in late in the Women's Open. Was beaten 6-5 in a decider by Aylul Kibaroglu.
We got a 6 ball to address here at some point in the rack. Looks like it's tough into the side pocket. Might have to play a bank or try to break that out of there. I think that's what he was going for right there, is the bank on the 6 before he moves that 7 out of there. So at least if he does miss it, Sofia does have some work to do.
Confident shot. Might be going coast to coast here. And these are always tricky shots, if so. The side pocket feels very in play. You've got to pick a good line. Oh, he has done. That's really nice.
Yeah, probably didn't want to fall that straight on it, but he should. Yeah, I think I'd just roll forward here and take your medicine at distance instead of trying to draw back. You could. Figured he would go with the drawback shot. But if you hit it that good, it doesn't really matter, I guess. So that was a great shot there.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, he's played well in this game, Kaden. Real talented young man. And it's really interesting, actually, as I say, we watched him play against Tyler Steyer earlier on in the Open competition in one of the early rounds. And Kaden would have loved to have produced this level of game in that match, because
absolutely.
He could have gone toe for toe. But it's not always easy to do that. At the occasion, I think, got the better of him a little bit. Kaden on the break then, and that is the nicest he's hit them. Therefore, obviously, it's going to come up dry.
Yeah.
That's how it works. And a key frame here for Sofia Mast. If she is to take down this junior title, she has to win all 4 remaining racks in this matchup.
Yeah, Kaden's got a little fortune on the dry break here. We do have a couple of problems, but 10-5 being one of them. But if I got problem balls, I always like mine being closer to the pocket. So.
So I'd imagine the plan here on solids is the 3-ball plan. Has it just been blocked off? She could maybe get some action into that area off the 6-ball. That's what she's looking at.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's okay. She'd love to be able to hold on the 5, and she can take the 4-ball to maybe the left side pocket, but I'm not sure that's available. And Sofia knows that at this stage in the matchup, she can't afford any more mistakes.
And I can't tell if that 4-ball can pass. Once we clear the 5 off, it passes to the corner there. That was a good shot on that ball. It was not quite as easy as she made that look.
Well, has she got an angle now on the 1 to come back into the area again and cause a bit of a ruckus? Oh, she has. Needs a bit of luck. Doesn't get any.
Just rolling kind of tough for her now.
Looks to go twice across. Couldn't quite. Now then, has she got a shot here? Can she squeeze this maybe off the 10?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking at, the carry off the 10 there. I just can't, like, I can't see if there's enough because these corner pockets are still playing quite generous with the speed, but I don't think she can hit up the rail and still pocket that. But yes, that was a great shot.
Oh, wow, here we go. Oh, when the chips are down, Sofia Mast has come up big in this rack. Still needs an 8 ball to complete the job. This would be a brilliant, brilliant clearance. She's got a little bit of insurance over that left bottom corner pocket, so she doesn't really have to worry too much about the cue ball here. This is just about making a tough pot to stay in the final. Was it ever in doubt? Wow.
What a finish that was. That was just an incredible out from Sofia when she's not down yet, not down and out yet. So
if Sofia can get something going here, maybe at 5-4, that pressure changes entirely.
Absolutely.
Didn't get loads of action on that break. These are all pretty congested, but in a weird way, they've not broken too badly.
Yeah. Good. This ball goes off it goes past the 8 there and started out. And made Date a little tougher here. She's probably gonna try something to navigate to get on the right side of that 13 up table, and so but you probably want to leave the 9 or the 14 to get on the 8 somehow in the side pocket maybe. That will open it up for another corner there. It was a good shot.
Yeah, well, the 8 does go to the bottom right. I think it slides past the 6. It's tight. Yeah. If it doesn't, it does go to the left side pocket.
Yeah, I think she definitely opened up her possibilities by moving that 3 there.
And I love that shot to move the 14 as well. She's got an angle now to land nicely on the 13.
Mm-hmm.
She can go 13-15. Or so, my apologies, 14-13, 10-15. I think she can land on the 8 ball. She's taking the 15 now. She's got the angle to go into the 8. That's the decision. Oh, she's tucking up. She's playing safe. Well, it's brave. She's executed it very, very well, mind. It's a surprising choice of shot. It's a very brave choice of shot, knowing that you may not get back to the table if Kaden pulls out a finish here. But even that choice of shot there is impressive to me. It's very brave, but she's executed it, I think, quite well. And I think you take this result.
Yeah, she got has the 14 left there and get started. Yeah, that was a really good shot by her.
Yeah, how many players have we seen once they dig themselves into trouble, they continue to dig and try and dig up, and it never ever works.
I always use a poker term when I'm describing that. I say, well, I guess we got pot committed now. We got to try to figure something out. Either that, or you've kind of picked off all your soldiers in the fight. So
once bounce, gets one, and she judged that to absolute perfection because she can come underneath the 13 if she wants to here, because it's available south of the table. She's just having a look to see if it's available past the 2. That's going to be the choice.
Yeah, she probably would prefer to have a full pocket here because he's going to have to put a little something on this ball to get clear of that 5.
It was tight.
Yeah. And like I said, having to really hit that ball with some pace to get out there for the 10.
Yeah, we saw a beautiful camera angle there that really showed that there was only really half a pocket there for Sofia Mast. That may be her last shot in this final. Kaden Herrbach, it's hold yourself together time.
Can't really tell from my angle over here. Does that 5 slide past the 10, or will he need to play that up table?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah, he's looking up table now.
I think you have to, yeah. I must say, for a junior final, the level of this matchup has been absolutely incredible. Now then, Sofia Mast is clinging to the lifeboat of that 10 ball.
Yeah, that was a clever shot to move it, but just didn't quite get out of the way like he wanted it to.
Oh, what a good shot that is. Oh, he's a little unlucky. I think he's more than a little. I think he's extremely unlucky with how that's finished.
I'm not sure, though. It looked like the pace of that cue ball, he might have got a little lucky not to scratch, because I think that 2 ball kicked it out. It looked like he was going all the way back to that corner pocket.
15-second shot clock has now come into proceedings as well. Can he float that in? He's looking just to block the pocket, I think. He's not got it. Well, or has he?
Yeah, I can't tell. Is it on it? It's tough.
Yeah, that's tight. I think it must go. And Sofia's not doing anything with it now. Well, how do you like that for position?
That was perfect. That was an absolutely perfect shot.
I should say. Well, this is a touchy one.
Yeah, it didn't go the whole time. Yeah, that was... Just didn't have a great angle for us to be able to tell, but yeah, it looks like the way she's played that, it definitely was froze to it.
I'll tell you what, she just had a little bit more on that shot, and that's a big ask because she's played a full table length topspin run through, but the line was perfect.
Great shot there.
Oh, Kaden could sneak it in. Wants it to pull up. He's not snookered on both balls, is he? There's no way.
I think he is, looking at his reaction there.
Oh, that's incredible.
Wow. Might be able to play a little spin. Oh, he's got a kick.
Well, it's a shame in many ways that we're dealing with a couple of 16-year-olds here that have been put through the mill a little bit, but goodness me, the drama of this final has been amazing to watch. It looks like Kaden's still just about managing to enjoy it.
And I think that outside of maybe one other finish there with the pros, I believe the junior final was our most intense one in Louisiana as well. So
Sofia Mast stays alive. What a rack of 8-ball pull that was. Goodness me. 7 minutes 39 left. A maximum of 2 possible frames still to be played. Kaden here is hoping there's just one. Wants a ball, needs a ball. Doesn't get a ball. And Sofia Mast is not going away yet.
Not at all. Very impressed with her. And it's always kind of funny, those matches. I mean, of course, you always want to be the first one to get to the hill, but then all the pressure switches to you, and the person who's far behind just kind of gets the free roll and play their game, and it's kind of what we're seeing here.
Kaden's not done a whole lot wrong. He's had a couple of real bad touches of fortune as well. Sofia is going to have to play safe, I think, here. Get this one right. I think that's pretty good. Don't know if Kaden's got an attacking option here. Does the 7 sneak up top?
Yeah, I'll tell you what I kind of like on this one, even without doing the kind of like stop shot in that 6 and trying to freeze her to her 14, because no matter which way she tickied off the 14, she's probably going to leave him a shot.
Issue with that from Kaden. He's given Sofia a lot of options here. Sofia's daring him to go, and I don't think Kaden's going to need much invitation.
I'd bet my 401k he takes on that 6 ball.
There it goes. I think Sofia half expected him to make that, but the bet she's made is that getting out is very difficult. It's a brave bet to make at this stage in a final. 3 ball is an issue.
I think he's found a great angle just to come around it and right in between those two and get for the 3 in the same pocket. Or hit it too, that works. Good shot.
Kaden Herrbach is 5 balls away from the Kansas City Junior Open title. Judge that well. 4 balls away.
Yeah, he doesn't mind being straight here. Just needs to draw back and clear that ball for the 3, and just don't let the nerves overdraw it. I know we all tend to overspin a little bit. Yeah.
Oh,
but maybe overdraw and found the right window here.
That's adrenaline for you there, isn't it? I bet the heart's pounding.
Mm-hmm.
He's still okay. Needs to be delicate with this one.
Great shot. Way to really control yourself there.
Terrific shot.
Yeah, and one of Kaden's big strengths is potting the ball. He has eagle eyes, is what I say. So,
and he knows now. Psychs himself up, composes himself. And your Kansas City Junior Open champion is Kaden Herrbach. What a performance.
Congrats, kiddo.
Going to bring in Ultimate Pool President Jordan Chavouche to make the presentations for your Kansas City Junior Open champion. He's Kaden Herrbach. What an incredibly special moment for Kaden and for Sofia in that final as well. And do not fear, Sofia fans, she's back again in the Women's Open final. That is coming up next.